Welcome to the Ping Pong Ding Dong News. Today we will be discussing the fascinating topic of periodic trends.
Now, why is this even important?
Well, periodicity is the trends or reoccurring variations in element properties with increasing atomic number and position in the periodic table. Periodicity helps us predict the properties of elements that haven't been discovered yet based on where they are on the periodic table. Now, Michelle will explain what electronegativity is.
Electronegativity is the ability of an atom to attract another electron, or how badly an atom wants an electron. This need for electrons stems from the octet rule. Generally, atoms want to combine to fill up their outer electron shell with 8 valence electrons.
Wow, how interesting, Michelle. You're so smart. But how is this a trend displayed on the periodic table?
That's a great question, Jackie. Electronegativity increases as you go from left to right across periods on the periodic table. This is because the nuclear charge increases with the increase of protons, which makes it easier to attract electrons. The electrons are being pulled in toward the nucleus.
I bet there's a trend as you go down groups too.
Wow, you're so smart! Electronegativity decreases as you go down a group because the valence electrons are farther away from the nucleus. This is because of the increase of electron levels, so it's harder for the nucleus to attract more electrons.
The more you learn.
Well, on to the next topic.
Next, we will be discussing ionization energy. Ionization energy is defined as the amount of energy required to remove an electron from a neutral atom of an element. Ionization energy increases as you go from left to right because of the increasing nuclear charge. And ionization energy decreases as you go down the periodic table because atoms are occupying more energy levels.
Interesting. So does it follow the same trend as electronegativity?
Yes.
Okay, now we go commercial break for octet juice, okay? No, okay. Okay, for commercial we have octet juice, buy your octet juice, buy 7 and get 1 free, okay? Because you always need 8, just like an atom, okay? One, 2, 3.
Keep going. You got this.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my god. I feel so stable right now. Oh yeah.
Oh, he's so stable. Octet juice, everybody. Look.
Yeah.
수고이네. So is there anything else that has to do with the periodic table?
Yes!
What? Okay.
I'll cover that right about now. So, the atomic radius is half the distance between the nuclei of identical atoms that are bonded together. It also shows the same trend as ionic radii. What does this mean exactly? Well, that means that as you go from left to right, the radius of the atom will become smaller. And as you go from top to bottom, the radii of the atom will get bigger. Why does this occur? Well, as you go from left to right, there is an increasing nuclear charge, which means there are more protons. The increasing nuclear charge pulls the atom more inward towards the nucleus, making the overall radius smaller despite having more protons. As you go down, the reason it gets smaller is because the atom occupies more energy levels, which increases the size of the atom.
Now I'm going to talk about the ionic radius. The ionic radius is the measurement of an atom's ion in a crystal lattice, and it is half the distance between 2 ions that are bonded together, similar to the atomic radius. The ionic radius can either be smaller or larger than the atomic radius depending on the electrical charge of the ion. Cations will usually result in a smaller ionic radius because it loses an electron, which causes the remaining electrons to be tightly drawn towards the nucleus. An anion, on the other hand, will typically result in a larger ionic radius because it has an additional anion, which increases the size of the electron cloud, causing the distance to be longer. Now let's talk about the trends of the ionic radii. As you move from top to bottom down an element group on the periodic table, the ionic radius will increase. This is because a new electron shell is added as you move down the periodic table, and this causes the overall size of the atom to increase. As you move from left to right, the ionic radius, like the atomic radius, will decrease. This is because the effective positive force of the nucleus also increases, drawing in electrons more tightly.
Welcome to the periodicity workout. Today we'll be doing an electronegativity leg burner. So you start off low with a simple push-up hop. because you start off at a low electronegativity on the left. Then, if you're not strong enough, you can do the modified version, which is a shuffle after each push.
Wait, no, that's fine.
Next, we move into an Asian squat, which is a slightly higher version because electronegativity will get higher. Then you move into actual squats because you gotta keep going higher as you go across the right of the periods on the periodic table. And then you can walk at the end because you are the highest on the right.
Wait, should you want to do that? It's Wednesday news. Wait, are you started?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we're done.
Wow, how interesting, Michelle. You're so smart. You're so smart.
The electronegativity leg burner.